Hi there, and welcome to today's special pick a card reading. For those who are coming to the site for the first time, my name is Val, and I am a life coach, healer, speaker, and an inspirational writer. And the reason why I am getting in front of the camera this time instead of starting immediately is because this is, as I said, is a special reading. It's also National Story Day. So I figure I should just tell a story, right? So I want to start with our beliefs about the afterlife. And so many of us have different beliefs. Some of us, if you remember from the movie Alien, which was my favorite, Aliens, not Alien, where you have Bill Paxton is like, game over, man, game over. We think of life and death like that, in which we're in this life, we live, we love, we play, and then after that, there's nothing. Some of us think that there is a separation of heaven and hell. And for there's the souls who are in between, there is a purgatory. And others just don't know what is on the other side and what happens when we die. And so some of us hold hope that there's something out there, and some of us have actually seen or have been able to communicate through the other side. And so just know that there are just varying beliefs, and all beliefs are okay. For myself, I have always had a special relationship with death and with seeing spirit and energy on the other side. It started from as young as I can remember being able to see family members, and also when I was younger to be able to talk to my mom when she passed away. And through the years, I have gone through varying degrees of connecting with spirit and not connecting with spirit. And it wasn't until 8 years ago when I lost my partner that I began to connect with spirit again. And it was almost like they had been waiting for me to move into this new space. And it was in my healing of my grief and of my trauma that I was able to become really sensitive to what was going on around me. I was hearing things, able to sense, smell, also able to pick up on other people's energies and emotions. And things were just happening all of a sudden. I would get addresses and I would go, and all of a sudden would have no clue who this person was, but I was needed in that moment to offer healing, to offer an ear. And that is just how this path started, with the help of my partner, Derek. And so a Light Heart Tarot was born with the hopes of allowing people to do readings about love and finances, but to also to do readings and connect people to the other side. Now, this is the first time that I've done this type of reading in public. As usually when I do these readings, it's for it's in private or for myself. But today's pick a card reading is about messages from the other side. And so some of these readings, because this is for a general group, some of these readings you may hear a reading and it will not sound like it resonates for you at all. So you'll pick deck number 1 and you'll listen to the message and you'll be like, oh, I have no clue who this is. And that's it. But there may be a message in there that is needed for a friend to hear. There may be a piece of information that all of a sudden your ears perk up and you're like, how did she know that's what this person looked like? Or that's the disposition of that person? Those are the times in which Spirit is trying to contact you and let you know that they're here. A lot of times, messages come in quick and in short spurts. Um, even for you, if you're someone who has had experiences with seeing signs or receiving messages from your loved one. So just know that the reading that I do, while each reading may be a long reading, there may be parts that will resonate with you and parts that won't, and that's quite okay. Also, I always say just keep an open mind. For you may be like Bill Paxton's character in Aliens, and it's game over. And there is nothing on the other side. And we're here, we're gone, and that's it. But there may be a message that is for you anyway. Remove the part of it coming from someone who's not physically here. If I'm talking about someone who needs to make a change in their job, and all of a sudden you feel that you're in that situation, you may have come to that reading just for the purposes of you listening to the guidance and the advice. Whatever the reason is that you're coming to this reading and to this special video today, I thank you, but I also ask you to just keep an open mind and to keep an open heart. For I feel magic is not when we're able to see things appear and disappear, but it's when we're allowed to let our hearts open so that then we can allow curiosity to really bloom and expand. And so as you'll join me for today's Pick a Card reading, just let your curiosity expand. There may be something that you learn that is new. There may be a healing for you. There may be a new way of thinking. Whatever it is, just allow it to be. And I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you. And if you enjoy this reading, please hit the like, please subscribe, and please keep coming back for more readings. I hope that you all have a wonderful day. Thank you. Okay, well, here we are at the Pick a Card reading. So, for those who are joining now at this point, this special reading is our messages from your loved ones. And as I mentioned, whether you pick deck 1, 2, or 3, it's okay if you want to listen to all 3 of them, or you change your mind on which deck. Know that you're being guided to wherever you need to go. And you take what resonates with you, and whatever doesn't resonate with you, you just put it to the side. But I do hope that this reading, however you receive it, provides healing, provides words of wisdom, comfort, or if it sparks an idea that it's for someone else, I hope that you do share. So we have 3 piles. We have pile 1 here with the quartz with the inclusion in it. And this is, the top card is called the gift. We have pile 2 with the carnelian stone. And this card is for sacred journey. And then we have this beautiful yellow jasper for pile 3. And that is called the dolphin collar. So just take a moment and close your eyes and feel which area you being called to. Pile 1, pile 2, or pile 3. So we are going to start. And we will move first to pile 1. So if you've selected pile 1, this card here is from the Hidden Worlds Oracle deck. And here we have from our Past Life Tarot. Vows. Celtic. From our angel cards, we have Archangel Sandalphon. I have heard your call for help. Your prayer will soon be answered. Archangel Uriel, a great spiritual transformation is currently occurring, both in your life and in our world. This is the union of heaven and earth, spirit and matter, heart and mind, united in a harmonious balance. From the Lemorand deck, we have time. This card represents choices. This is the broom or the whip. From our Talking to Heaven Oracle, life is a series of choices. Choose love. I have a new understanding. We are soulmates. I will always point you in the right direction. I send you loving signs through nature. And from our Crystal Angels deck, we have the Moonstone for heightened intuition. And this is a postcard from Spirit, and I'm going to read this last after we do the reading. So taking a look at this spread here, what I feel the person who's coming through, we have the Celtic and the vows. So this is someone who is from a Celtic, Scottish, or Irish, or anywhere from Northern Europe area, whether they lived over there in Europe or they lived here, but definitely from a Celtic background. And because we have the vows here, I am seeing and feeling that this is someone who is very devout, goes to church, someone who, I kind of, right now I'm getting the thought of my grandfather, someone who went to church every single Sunday at 12. And it was like clockwork. And so he went to church and then he would go to the supermarket right afterwards and have the food ready for a Sunday meal. And so this is someone that I'm feeling is a grandfather energy. And actually, when I was pulling out the cards, the image that I was receiving from this is a gentleman sitting in an armchair. I'm seeing soft colors of brown, yellow, and the light that's coming through the window, and a young child that's running around him. He's someone who's quiet, someone who is reserved, someone who has a routine, and we get that from the time. Someone who is pretty much black and white. So there's no gray area with this person. So again, I'm feeling old school values, very devout in their religion. Someone from a Celtic background, into routine, very black and white, and here with the broom whip, someone who has that appearance of being stern. So it doesn't mean that they are abusive, or mean or anything like that, but just a very stern and again, stoic energy. And so this is a person, grandfather energy, that I feel that as a child, you just wanted to be in his area all the time. You wanted to be around him. You wanted to, just everything about him, you looked up to him, even though maybe to the other grandchildren, if there were other grandchildren or other people, he seemed very just quiet into himself and just a man of few words. But the two of you had a really special bond. And so what he is trying to bring through is this understanding here, that I have a new understanding. So that stoic and very upright and very stern disposition that he may have had, as he is now on the other side, he has a new understanding, and he understands now how choices that he has made in the past, in while he was here, affected other people. And he understands that life choices that he made, while sometimes a lot of it was made out of the need for necessity or for responsibility, he has an understanding now that when we're making life choices, we should always choose love. And for the most part, his choices that he made in life were always based off of love, but it may not have always have been apparent or shown or felt that way, just because of that very stoic and that, again, black and white, rigid type of personality, or just the way he was. But he wants you to know that you are soulmates. And just to quickly explain, I know sometimes when we hear the word soulmates, we automatically think that it is only for those who are in a romantic relationship with us. And I just wanted to share that our soulmates can come in any type of way into our lives. They can be a parent, they can be a brother or sister, they can even be a pet. The purpose of a soulmate is someone who, a spirit or an energy that comes into your life, that person that is in your life, that is part of your soul family. And the soul family, these are people who are in your life, in your group, who help you reach and realize your highest potential and your highest value. Help you go through your growth initiations, push you to be the best that you can, or to work through things so that you can discover a deeper layer of yourself, to work on fears, to work on challenges that may present themselves in your life. So this person, this grandfather male energy, is letting you know that you all are soulmates. And that's why you felt this beautiful connection, again, in which you wanted to always be in each other's energy. And why there was such a bond was because you have traveled through lifetimes, helping each other, sparking growth, igniting inspiration, helping each other heal through things that may have taken place in each of your lifetimes. And so that special bond that the two of you have is never going to go anywhere. It's always going to be like a lock and key, where he's always going to be around you, and always going to be showing you how much he loves you. And even here we have, I will always point you in the right direction, and I send you loving signs through nature. So perhaps the two of you would go on for walks, and you would have that time where it was that connection in which it was the two of you together. And so he's telling you that as you continue taking those walks, going on hikes, traveling, anywhere you are outdoors, look for the signs. If there was maybe, and I'm looking here at the dandelion and butterfly, but if you were someone who used to catch or chase after butterflies, and you have a butterfly that comes up to you, know that that is a message and a sign from your from this grandfather spirit that loves you so much. Or maybe you're someone, and I'm like this when I go outside. I realize that I have been holding my breath a lot when I'm indoors because everything just feels really tight and confined to me. But as soon as I walk outside, I feel I can let out air, and I am more free and comfortable being out in nature. And maybe that is exactly how you may feel as well. As soon as you walk outside, you just allow yourself to relax and to just be. And so, again, always pay attention to the signs of those moments when you're outdoors and you're reminded of him. You're reminded of a past memory. These memories are being sparked by him. And he's letting you know, I'm here. I've never left. And I'm always going to be around you. And I will always point you in the right direction. So no matter where you go, what path you take, and again, you see here with the gift, this sacred journey, sacred connection, he's always going to be there. And we have in this card here with the nature and just the beautiful, serene atmosphere from the water and the trees. Allow yourself to surrender into nature. Close your eyes and just feel the wind on your skin. Allow yourself to hear the water if you're near by a water source. In that present moment, in the quiet that I call it, you'll hear, or you may feel, that he is still around. And so I invite you, if you can, to go outside. I know the weather is getting super nice now. And just close your eyes and just allow yourself to just take it in. You can ask a question even if you want, and ask, are you here? Or say, I love you. Thank you for coming and to me and always supporting me. And just allow yourself to listen for the answer back. It may be through a gentle breeze. It may be that a butterfly flies up to you. Whatever it is, know that those are the loving signs that are coming to you. And also know that you have heightened intuition. And so know in those moments when you do feel a tug or a pull, or something's telling you, was that a sign, or did I feel my grandfather or my father? Know that you have the intuition and you have the awareness to know that, to trust that gut feeling, to trust that knowledge that he is always around you. And with the two cards for the Archangel Sandalphon, I've heard your help and your prayer will be answered soon. So, whatever prayer that it is, or what's been on your mind lately that you've been talking to Him about and asking for help, know that it is coming. And know that there's going to be a transformation that will take place in your life as a result of that prayer being heard. And as long as you allow yourself to be in balance, to be in harmony with nature and in that present moment, then you'll be able to get through anything. And also knowing that He will be right by your side, helping you every step of the way. So here is the spirit message that I'm going to read to you. Dear you, now is one of those times you're being asked to add some distance. Take a step back and do nothing but observe. Don't worry about how long it will take to regroup. Just know it's temporary and actually an opportunity to take a breath. Slow down and look at how far you've come. Decisions for the highest good are made when you have clarity, which comes from being open to information from both the intellect and the intuition. When you step into the role of observer, it's as if you turn on a switch that allows your soul to be an essential part of the information gathering and decision-making process. In this way, you can approach things from a more neutral and non-judgmental place. We know you'll make the right choice. Trust us. When we say now, it is not the time to get too close to the fray. Step back. You'll be glad that you did. Love you. So I feel with whatever it is that you has been weighing heavily on your mind and what you've been praying for, just take a step back. Take a breath. Take a beat. And sometimes when we allow ourselves to take a step back, clarity comes to us. We're able to see a different way into a situation, or we just allow things to fall into place instead of us trying to force things to our will. I always say sometimes when we have situations that are really challenging and we're trying to force things to our will, it's like you're at a door and you're pulling, and on the other side is opportunity, and they're trying to pull. So no one can get through this door because each one of you is just pulling in opposite directions. And so sometimes we have to just take a step back, breathe, and just allow the help to come to us, allow resources to come to us, allow clarity to come to us. And sometimes you find that those situations end up clearing themselves a lot quicker than when we try to force and try to get things done. So this message is coming to you, one, on this side, just to confirm who's coming through. And on this side, it's to provide clarity and to provide messages of love and hope and wisdom. So I hope that this reading helped you and provided some clarity. If you have any questions for this reading especially, please feel free to message me. And if you did like the reading, I hope that you click the like button and that you share with those that you think would be interested in this. There will be other readings, not only on this topic, but on love and career and everything else. But I wanted to do this one today as I think it's important and it's a special reading. So thank you so much. As we now move on to reading number 2. So reading number 2. So this is the carnelian stone, and it is the sacred journey. And this is from the Hidden Worlds Oracle. So we're going to move that here. So from the Lemorand deck, we have a magnifying glass. And actually, as I'm even touching these cards, the images that I'm getting right now is a female walking in a room with red carpeting, lots of books. So I feel this is someone who reads a lot, someone who also entertains a lot, I feel. And at this present moment, what I'm seeing in my eye is someone who is very frail, but just really loved by so many people. And for some reason I want to say a flower as her name, but we're gonna come back to that. So we'll keep going. We have here the birds, the park, stars, clover. From the past life, we have health, Atlantis, high priest or priestess, phobias. And from the heaven oracle, don't be afraid. I am just a thought away. The earth is our school. I am learning over here. I was met by so many of my people. The angel healing cards, we have healing. I, the angel of healing, am with you right now. Feel my presence and my unwavering love for you. I have loved you before the dawn of time, and I will love you for all eternity. Sacred source, we, your angels, are here to remind you of your magnificence. You are literally an angel in the making, a being of eternal love and light, forever one with God, Goddess, and all creation. We have the emerald, and then your spirit postcard. Now, the first thing that I'm going to say here is that whoever this is coming in really strong. So last night, as I said in the beginning of this video, this is the first time I've ever done this in public. And so I did an initial card pull just to kind of get a feel of how I would use the cards, because normally when I do this, it's mostly through automatic writing. It's not through cards. And so I was doing the card pull just to get an understanding of just if I would be able to work with the energy using cards. This spread is almost 80% the spread that I received last night. And so whoever this is, and I feel it's a female from here, she's really saying, you know what, like, I'm going to get into this reading today. And so here we have, and there's a lot of similarities with sacredness and things like that, but let's just talk a little bit about this energy that's coming through. So what I have here, it's a female. And yesterday in the poll that I did, it was medicine woman. So with the high priestess, I am feeling it. This is someone who is, again, very, very high with the word that wants to come out is high wisdom, but that's not what I want to say. She's high on the hierarchy in the family. So whether it was an aunt or, again, a grandmother, someone who was like a matriarch, someone that the family would come to for gathering celebrations, but also for wisdom and for knowledge. And for if anyone ever needed advice on something, they always say, oh, let's go to this person because aunt or grandma so-and-so would definitely know how to make the situation better. But she was also seen as a person who is just very refined, beautiful in spirit, and also on the outside, but was just a all around, just very cultural, articulate, someone who had charisma, high wisdom, and trusted her intuition. So we have here with the Atlantis card someone who is also in love with the water. So she may not have swam because usually, and I'm just getting this from Atlantis because Atlantis was this in the stories, it sank into the ocean. There may be a phobia of the water. So having this beautiful love of the water and maybe living by the water or in a water town, ocean town, or city or whatever, but may not have actually swam and probably didn't do boats and things like that. But if there was water, she was there. And this was someone who was very much into holistic healing. Again, as I said, this was the person that you all came to, and when there was, I need this advice, or how do I heal, this headache or something like that. Like she was known for that. But at the same time, she also battled her own health issues when she became older. So she, and again, in my head, I'm feeling frail. So a frail and a slight in frame, but again, was just someone, this was the source of knowledge. If you needed something, she knew it. With these cards, with the magnifying glass, I'm feeling a keen sense. So someone who you couldn't get anything past her. Again, even if you tried to, like you wouldn't want to anyway, because I kind of feel like she is the cool the cool family member. So if you kind of told her what was going on, like she would be like, okay, I won't tell this in person, but make sure you do, this and this, and don't do it again or whatever. But you couldn't get anything past her. She had a keen mind. The birds card, that is someone, again, highly intuitive, really into intuition, into, again, that being very thoughtful, being very much connected with herself. And so this was someone also with the stars, someone who saw all the possibilities, and someone who also very connected to energy. So this could have been with the health card, someone who may have done meditation, yoga, may have been into crystals too. But someone, she seems like ahead of her time. And I'm now remembering to my own grandmother. So she used to collect crystals, and back then it was kind of, people collect the crystals back then. Most people assumed it was for jewelry purposes, not because you were using crystals to clear energy or things like that. And for those who knew that the crystals were being used in spiritual or meditation practices, then sometimes you could have been seen as just being kind of weird. So, so that could have been the situation here. We have the park card and we have the clover card. So the park card is someone who's very social. You see here with these beautiful birds, flowers that are perfect. We have angels, so someone who was always protected, always was into spirituality. I wouldn't say that she was religious, but was very much into spirituality and very much into helping others and to helping others live a very healthy and just a happy and abundant life. And so we also have the clover, and these are called oxalis. And these flowers, again, lucky flowers, but also they're very abundance. And so this was someone who's really happy and thankful for her family, which just had an abundant life. It felt like she had an abundant life. And so what I'm feeling here, the messages that she's trying to tell you, is she was seen as this source of knowledge, of compassion, of grace. She was this beautiful energy, and she wants you to know that she's still learning. So the earth is our school. And so here on earth, when we come here, we're learning so much about how to be, not only about how to be kind and compassionate and just good souls and good humans to each other, but it's also about ourselves, the healing that we come into this earth, and facing probably past decisions that we've made, and how do we work through them, how do we heal issues that may have gone on with our families. And so the earth is this beautiful playground that allows all these different scenarios for us to understand our highest version of ourselves. And so she wants you to know that the earth was our school. And in that lifetime, she worked on a lot on herself. She worked on a lot of healing, maybe relationships that may have been strained in the family. And she hasn't stopped. She's still doing that. Even though she's no longer on earth, she's still learning. She's still learning about the decisions that she made in life. Why did she make those decisions? Were they based off of fear? Were they based off of love? How could she have done things differently? And how will she do things if you're someone who believes in reincarnation? If she came back, how would she do things differently? But knowing that her learning and her zest for life hasn't stopped, because she is now on the other side. She's still learning about herself, and still trying to be the highest, best version of herself. And she also wants you to know that she was met by so many loving people. So I have a sense that there were other close family members, meaning siblings, who she was met by. And I think that may have been a concern or a thought, in which, I wonder if she died alone. I wonder if she was fearful when she crossed over, and she's saying no, she wasn't. She was met by so many loving people, and her transition was quick. And it was just kind of like, almost like you hear, and then you walk, up the path, and then you're there. And so, yeah, like that's what I'm kind of feeling with here. It was just like she just walked up the path, and then she was just there. And so everything, it was easy, it was calm, peaceful. I'm hearing the word beautiful. And it was a life, her life was a beautiful journey, and there was nothing that she would go back and want to do differently. But it was a beautiful journey, and she's telling you to not be afraid. So whatever it is that has been going on in your life, fear, anxiety, there may be just thoughts about, where's my life going? Because you're still on Earth School, right? And you're trying to learn through your fears, through the things that have been going on in your life, and you're trying to figure out, so where am I going with this? How how do I get out of this situation, or I should have been here already, and I should have, moved out, or I should have taken this course, or taken this job. There are a lot of fears and anxieties that are building up, and a lot of times fear and anxiety can stop us in our tracks, and so we don't do anything. And so she's telling you to don't be afraid. The water may look rough, but the other side is fine. And you're going to be able to get through it. You're going to be able to jump in that water feet first, and you're going to be able to get through it. And she's letting you know that she's just a thought away. So knowing that she's supporting you, she's with you, protecting you. Know that you can get through anything that you need to get through, because you got this. Like, you have the strength. And just as these cards said here, you're magnificent. You're being surrounded by all those who love you on the other side and also here. And you are yourself going through a journey of becoming, of awareness of who you are. And she's so proud of this journey that you're taking. So whereas this was her journey from the earth moving forward, your journey is the same thing, but you're moving to a higher version of yourself. And she wants you to know that with this emerald card here, that there's a lot to celebrate. Important changes are going to come into your life, whether that is a new relationship, whether if you're in a relationship, marriage, children, new job, career. Allow yourself to open up for new opportunities to come into your life, because they're coming. And that joy and that social sensibility that she had, you're moving into that, into that energy that she was. So allow yourself to party, wear red, and just let your hair down. For some reason, I'm seeing with her hair in a bun. So even though like hair may have been in a bun, like, you know, this is the woman who, as I said, red carpet, red shoes, like she was the free spirit, and just all around just beautiful soul. So the message that she wants to read to you is, dearest you, sometimes it's wonderful to give, but there are times you might find yourself overgiving. Now might be a good time to check in and see where you might be cutting off the flow of abundance. Let others give to you, even if you are more comfortable being generous and being the giver, the healer, the rescuer. In the art of living, we sometimes overlook an important skill, receiving gracefully and with gratitude without diminishing yourself or trying to deny vulnerability or bringing an agenda or equality to it. Receiving is hard for some people, maybe you. You do not need a this for that in your exchange with others. You are doing good in the world. Let the world give back and support you. Then you can give up the old stories that have you convinced that you have to do everything alone with no help. Let your well be filled. I think that's such a beautiful message. And I hope that this reading was offered clarity and insight and love to you. If you have any questions, please feel free to message me. And if you like this reading, please like it. Hit the subscribe button so you can be notified of future readings. And if you think that this is a reading for someone else, please feel free to share. And thank you so much. I really appreciate you tuning into this channel for this. So now we're going to move on to our last deck, and that's with the Jasper. And we have here the Dolphin Caller. Pure joyful friendships, loving help. We have the Forgiveness card. Greco-Roman. This is the Coffin card. The Lovers card. The Cross. Dice. The Well. And it's interesting that this card came up because, again, as I was pulling out these cards right now, what I see is a cave with light that's trying to shine through. So there's this feeling of light and dark. So kind of like the first reading in which someone was black or white, but this is more light and dark. So there's feelings of joy and then feelings of depression. And heavy energy that comes with that. I am standing right next to you. If I had only known then what I know now, I would have lived differently. I am surrounded by loving animals. Now I have no pain. The blue angel, I, Archangel, am here by your side. I am all around you and will forever protect you. Remember this when you feel fearful. I love you. All is well. Mindfulness. Be mindful of another's feelings and needs. Someone needs your love right now. A loving thought is all it takes. Ready to love again. That's the Tanzanite. And then here's your spirit message. So even with the visions that I just shared with you, there's a lot, as you can see, light and dark. So again, I'm feeling a lot of heavy energy. So someone who may have suffered from depression, someone who, depression or anxiety, and there would be good days in which there was light and joy, and then there would be really dark days in which there was just feeling overwhelmed and not being able to see the light. This is someone, obviously, who is either Greek or Roman or has that as their background. Religious with the cross here. Was married. And so if you're the one who's listening, this may either be you or this is just an indicator that that they were married. This card is just kind of like a give me card. It's like I keep hearing in my ear, I'm dead. So it's like almost like a very sarcastic personality. So I think that's the point of this card, because this is clearly a card meaning that you're in a coffin, you're not here. But it was just like, just in case you didn't know it, I'm not here. And so I feel that the personality was very sarcastic. And they were playful, but they could have also have been someone who took a lot of risks with gambling, risks in life, investments, things like that. So it may not have always have worked out well when it came to the relationship and for the family. And it caused a lot of, again, this, they were a hard worker, but it was also this darkness versus light. So a feeling of just feeling a lot of times heaviness and burden. And then we had the forgiveness card, which is that asking for forgiveness because of all of that heavy energy that just kind of surrounded this person a lot. They knew that they were not easy to deal with in the physical life, and so they are asking for forgiveness, and they see how their actions caused, a cause and reaction, and they see like how much pain that they were feeling. And so that's why they're saying, if I had only known then what I know now, I would have lived differently. So maybe not have made the risky decisions and the moves and the gambling and things like that, and maybe would have looked for help with the just the mental just burdens that were going on. But they're saying that they're sorry. And with these, I'm feeling that in the passing, there may have been an illness, or there may have been a death that would have caused pain, but they're saying that they don't have any pain. And I'm feeling more towards the along the lines of an illness, because if it was something that was sudden, you wouldn't say, now I have no pain. So this is definitely making me feel that it was an illness, and that they're surrounded by loving animals. So if there were animals that were part of the family, they're just acknowledging that they are surrounded by their friends, and that they're always standing next to you. And so looking at this image here, I'm feeling that this is male energy. So and with the colors here too. So male energy, that is Greek or Roman, or Italian, not Roman, but someone who was married, sarcastic personality, did believe in heaven and the afterlife and in Jesus, but was also, and in going to church, but was also someone who took risks, was a gambler, and suffered and dealt with a lot of heavy mental energy. And because of that, they're asking you for forgiveness, and they're letting you know that they're always with you, and they're right next to you. They've never left you. They're always there at that mountain guiding you. So I get the sense that they're a spirit guide right now in your life. And as you've been going through, whether you are the spouse or a family member, as you've been going through so much pain as a result of this passing, they want you to know that they're with you and that they love you. But then to understand, not to allow your feelings to kind of become this light and dark, just as they have dealt with. And so sometimes grief comes in many different forms, and it can, sometimes it can cause strife, it can cause challenges in relationships. And it's not meant to be that way. It's just sometimes the pain is so strong, and we feel when we lose someone, we feel so hurt. Sometimes we want someone else to understand our pain, or to know that to hear us as we're talking through that pain. And sometimes that person is trying to express their pain. And so when the two pains are coming together, it, instead of just coming into this way of just healing together, it usually comes into fights. And so because each person may feel that the other one doesn't understand the pain that they're going through. So this card here is just asking to please be mindful of that pain that other people may be having, and to acknowledge that, yes, what you're going through is paramount and it's important, but to also hold that space to allow others to feel through their pain as well, and that you understand their pain. And with the Tanzanite, they're asking for you to love again and to open your heart. So this could be, if you're the spouse, that it's time and it's okay for you to move on and to allow another person to come into your life. They're surrounded, they're happy, they're with you, watching over you as your spirit guide, and they're standing next to you, but they're saying that it's your time right now. And if you're not the spouse, and this is family member, child, or whatever, then you're being asked to heal from the past. So whatever issues went on in the past, and it could have been as a result of just the personality that they had, that he had, and so he's asking you to heal from that past so that you can move forward and you can open your heart again. For myself, as an example, when my father passed away, I had a lot of anger, and just a lot of unanswered questions, and it caused a lot of issues because it made it harder for me to open my heart up to other people. And so I had to do a healing process in which I had to talk to him in spirit, and then work through all of that pain. And in doing so, it allowed me to forgive him and allowed me to forgive myself. And then it incredibly allowed me to open up my heart to others. And it was just amazing. So you're being asked to open yourself up to love, and knowing that you're never alone. And by opening up yourself to love, you're allowing for greater capacity for love to come into your life. And so your message here is, dear you, there is only one you, and you have a unique place in the universe. Sometimes situations come up that challenge you to be authentic, and that means you have to be fully yourself and let go of being what you think others may want. Now is not the time to conform to other people's standards or expectations. Be proud of who you are and be courageous. Stand tall in your convictions. Being yourself is a powerful statement and will only lead you to success and ultimately happiness. Don't compare yourself to other people. Want what you have. Choose what your heart wants and know that your purpose is yours alone. No one else can claim your magic nor take it away. When you place authenticity and originality high on your list of priorities and give them a prominent place in your awareness, extraordinary things happen. Your life is a beautiful one. Love you always and forever. And so it just feels to me that this is just a confirmation, a call. Open yourself up to love. They love you so much. They've learned so much about their decisions. They have been working on forgiveness of themselves, and they're asking you for forgiveness, for that opportunity for healing, for that opportunity for you to open up your heart again and to allow others to fill it, because you are such a beautiful soul. And so I do hope that this reading was very helpful to you and provided wisdom or clarity. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. And if you like this, please like or comment and share. And thank you so much for being a part of this special reading. I hold you all in gratitude. And I wish you all a beautiful day. And until next time, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your weekend and week. Bye.